Hey, welcome back into Occupy Democrats, and oh my, do we have a cultural throwback Thursday in this breaking story, which should be frightening to all of us if you've ever thought about Project 2025 and The Handmaid's Tale when it comes to Donald Trump and his very quirky, odd son, Barron Trump. Yeesh, but it goes far beyond that because this crosses over into foreign policy and a nightmare scenario that, of course, the MAGA faithful just love. And boy, if you'd like to see Barron, Donald, and the whole crew out, just subscribe to the channel. But take in mind what happened just recently in terms of the way Barron Trump is looked at, and also, of course, Stephen Miller's recent interview with Jake Tapper. Check this out.
Barron Trump is a puzzle wrapped in an enigma, and yet some people claim to have the dirt on the first son's love life. During an appearance on the PBD podcast, the President of the United States gave the world a glimpse into his youngest son's romantic entanglements, or lack thereof.
And of course, Donald has to say very odd things about his kids like this.
I don't think he's had a girlfriend yet. I don't think.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
The Premier of Greenland and the Premier of Denmark and other Danish officials are responding to a Twitter post from your wife, Katie Miller, showing Greenland covered with an American flag, saying soon. After that was posted, President Trump repeated the claim that the U.S. needs Greenland for national security reasons.
How about that for a pairing? But there's more.
2 months later, an anonymous source who claimed to be an NYU student told People magazine that Barron is far from an outcast at school. They said, he's at Stern, so he's studying business in some way. He's a ladies' man for sure.
And then there's Stephen Miller.
By what right does Denmark assert control over Greenland? What is the basis of their territorial claim?
He's really popular with the ladies. He's tall and handsome. A lot of people seem to think he's pretty attractive. Yes, even liberal people like him.
So you can't take it off the table that the U.S. would use military force to seize Greenland.
And for as strange as Trumposphere land is, and his family.
And besides, it's not like anyone in the Trump family has previously, oh, wait a second.
He's somebody that has a lot of options, and frankly, he gets called by everybody. He gets called by everybody in the book in terms of women.
And then there's Stephen Miller and Greenland.
The United States should have Greenland as part of the United States. There's no need to even think or talk about this in the context that you're asking of a military operation.
And then other people in MAGA sphere start talking about his dating life.
Barron Trump reportedly being a single man, fans have taken it upon themselves to find the young bachelor a love match.
And how it started is when this got floated about a Spanish young lass.
One user on X suggested that Barron and Princess Leonor of Spain are a match made in heaven. Good values, good looking, and with a powerful family.
And of course it ends with Stephen Miller.
Nobody's going to fight the United States militarily over the future of Greenland.
Look at what has been proposed in this breaking story, pardon the pun, about how we get Greenland as if it's the 15th century all over again, right here. Breaking news, MAGA loses it over royal matchmaking scheme for Barron. Donald Trump's loyal followers are hatching a new plan for the president to acquire Greenland through arranged marriage. Boy, if this doesn't feel like Project 2025, I don't know what does. One ex-user proposed in a now viral post that the president's youngest child, 19-year-old Barron Trump, married Denmark's Princess Isabella, who turned 18 in April. Then the post suggests that the princess could offer Greenland an autonomous territory within NATO ally Denmark as a dowry. In quotes, a simple diplomatic solution is that Barron Trump marries Princess Isabella of Denmark and Greenland is given to America as a dowry payment, wrote MAGA influencer account Miss White in a post that garnered 6.8 million views at the time of publication. In quotes, the Henrietta Kissinger of our time, Megyn Kelly replied, referring to the controversial former United States Secretary of State under Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford. Pete St. Onge of the Heritage Foundation, which authored Project 2025, also entered the conversation. In quotes, the Habsburg solution, he wrote above the original X post, referring to the powerful European monarchy that ruled from the 15th to the 20th century and rose to prominence in part through strategic marriages. In quotes, that sounds like the easiest diplomatic deal ever, a MAGA influencer account titled MAGA Spirits wrote in a post to its 200,000 followers. Isabella, the second child of King Frederick X and Queen Mary, is currently in her final year of upper secondary education at Oregaard Gymnasium in Copenhagen, a public state school with no tuition fees. She is set to graduate this summer and is second in line of succession to the Danish throne behind her older brother Christian, Crown Prince of Denmark. While While her post-graduation plans are unknown, it is unlikely the Nordic country is willing to barter its first princess in 60 years. Denmark also has remained firmly opposed to Trump's increasingly frequent assertions that, in quotes, "we do need Greenland absolutely," as first reported by The Atlantic. Trump administration officials have echoed those sentiments. On Tuesday, White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller doubled down on the U.S.'s need to acquire Greenland during an appearance on CNN. In quotes, "For the United States to secure the Arctic region to protect and defend NATO and NATO interests, obviously Greenland should be part of the United States," Miller told CNN's Jake Tapper. He added that there was no need to discuss military action, telling Tapper, in quotes, "Nobody's going to fight the United States militarily over the future of Greenland." Denmark, meanwhile, has been shoring up support from its European allies. The same day as Miller's CNN appearance, several of America's closest allies rallied behind the Arctic territory in a stinging open letter urging the U.S. to back off. In quotes, "Greenland belongs to its people. It is for Denmark and Greenland and them only to decide on matters concerning Denmark and Greenland," the letter stated. The strongly worded message was signed by leaders of 7 of America's allies, including UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, French President Emmanuel Macron, and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. For Barron's part, this is hardly the first time MAGA has thirsted over his teenage love life. Last year, the New York University student made headlines for shutting down an entire floor of Trump Tower for a date. Middle-aged Fox News hosts Jesse Waters and Julia Banderas creeped out their audience when they speculated about whether Barron got laid at the end of his reported date. At the same time, Barron has been slammed for having alleged ties to Manosphere personality Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan, right-wing influencers who have faced trafficking charges stemming from allegations made by multiple women in multiple countries. The Daily Beast has reached out to the White House for comment. I'm just going to leave it there, folks. Millions of people who think there should be an arranged marriage and a dowry to take over a country in 2025. So when I say like and share the video and stay frosty, holy crap, do I mean it. You guys hang in there.